the Zika virus is continuing to cause concern. This would be a major story if there wasn't an election going on. And it is sparking a huge debate right now in Central America, particularly in El Salvador, where all abortion is illegal, and even methods of birth control that before we understood the science, we thought were inducing abortions, like the IUD, are illegal, I believe. And so, it's basically, several of these countries, I mean, they're very Catholic countries, and they've got the equivalent of personhood legislation, that once a woman is pregnant, she no longer has control over her body. The state does, and she has to take that child to term. And this Zika virus, some kids who are born microencephalic, however you say this word, with microencephalus, some of them can function. Their brains actually function. But what they're finding when they're doing these MRI scans of these children who were born after the Zika virus is that their brains are filled with calcium, which means that it's calcified. Which means that they're not going to be able to function as they grow older, which means that their brains were actually, basically decomposing during pregnancy and, being redigested by their own body. There's no brain there, or not enough. And you've got, thousands of pregnant women with this virus, and you're banning all forms of abortion, and you've got the virus becoming ubiquitous. It's everywhere. And you're banning many forms of birth control, particularly the long-term birth control, the most reliable forms of birth control, which don't, by the way, induce abortions. The IUD does not induce an abortion. It turns out what it does is it alters it's not just the flora and the pH, but it alters the nature of the womb to make it hostile toward not just implantation, which is what it used to be believed, but actual fertilization. The IUD actually prevents sperm from making its way up the fallopian tube and meeting an egg and saying, hi there, and let's produce a zygote or whatever it is. So this is going to be really interesting, how this gets dealt with. And then there's the question, where did this Zika virus come from? I mean, it's been around. We've known about it since 1947 in Africa, but the microcephaly or microencephaly part of it appears to be new. And there is a conspiracy theory out there. There's, that this was the result of, we dumped a bunch of genetically modified mosquitoes to try to stop dengue fever, and they were modified to have an immune system that was hostile to the dengue virus, and it's apparently mutated the Zika virus. I mean, that's one theory. And it might be nonsense, or it might be actually what's going on. And, nobody wants to talk about it in the scientific community because it's like, this would be the ultimate indictment of genetically modified foods or genetically modified anything. I mean, this is genetically modified plants. Animals. To watch more clips from our programs, hit the Watch More Videos button over here. And please be sure to hit the handy-dandy subscribe button so you'll always be up to date. Tag, you're it.